It's me, Lady Adonoo, and I'm here with, your name isn't Negyem? Negyem.
Yes.
Wow. Negyem Adonoo.
Yes.
Negyem Adonoo. So hi Negyem.
Hi.
Can you tell me a bit about your background story?
Okay, so like you rightly said, my name is Negyem Adonoo.
Okay.
I'm a creative artist. I was born to another artist, a second generation artist. Yeah, my dad was an artist in the Ghana Armed Forces. Yeah, we are four siblings, you know.
Okay.
But I'm the only person who took up art as something to practice it full time.
Okay.
But my siblings are also creative. Sometimes, well, some probably what they wear, the fashion trends and stuff like that. But I am, basically from four. My dad has gone on retirement. And not so much active, a painter, but I picked up that full time. Went to Armed Forces Senior High.
Wow, I also went to Bemaka.
Oh, really?
Yes, I went to Base Workshop Basic School.
Interesting.
Yes.
But well, primary, I went to 5BN, 5th Battalion.
You were there.
That was one of the 000.
Yes, 006. Yeah, they were down there.
Yeah. But my talent was, I think, quite obvious. And right after there, I went to Armed Forces Senior High, where initially the interesting thing is that I thought about pursuing general arts.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's funny how my dad knew exactly my stronghold. Like it was really good.
Yeah.
So what my dad did was that he had to go see the headmaster. Planned with the headmaster, told him that when he comes in, tell him that general arts is full. Okay, so you want him to go and then stay in the visual art class for some time, and after some time we just ship the good stuff.
Wow, parents, seriously.
and amazingly, my parents are not the type that will go like, okay, you want to go offer technical, like, or let's say visual art, and they go like, no, go and offer science. They want you to choose and be responsible for what you choose. So it's been that way from after that. I went to after Armed Forces, I went to Ghanaian College of Arts and Design. Sadly to say that the school is no more in existence. One of the best art schools at then. So I went there, and I have a little background also in radio broadcast journalism. Yeah, that's a surprising thing to some of you. Like, those who know Native, you don't know that at all. Yeah. So.
So would you say that your parents helped you discover your talent?
Yes, I would say that. My dad, as an artist, will always, I think he had magazines, you know, artists, and then magazine images, how important that is to them. So my dad always had either a military magazine, he always had oil paint. He was more into the industrial arts, spraying of the aircraft, signages and stuff like that. That was what my dad was doing. So I always had, I was opening up to colors quite early. And I remember this time, one time ago, I had this polyester shirt, white, and my parents were asleep, my siblings were asleep. I went into my dad's storeroom. Destroyer. Went into my dad's storeroom, used the shirt as my own canvas, and glue and sand, and did my own design on the shirt, and it went bad. So I quietly folded everything and hid it somewhere. I didn't want any wahala at all.
Yeah.
So he, at some point, he noticed, because mine started quite early, sketching cartoons. When after school vacates, you know, normally Ghana, when you're done, they pack all your exercise book, give everything to you.
Yes.
You come back home, and I'll tear off the worksheets, and then turn the blank pages to my sketchbook. At that very tender age, tear off the work. I won't go through. Okay, this academic calendar, this is what we learned and everything. I won't go through everything. I won't even take time. I'll tear the worksheets off, throw them somewhere, blank pages.
So when you say you are an artist,
how
would you describe your type of art or your kind of art?
Well, I wouldn't say that I'm let's say a commercial artist.
Okay.
I am more. I am the kind of artist who is more kind of like private with my works. I am more private with my works. I do semi-abstract. Yeah, when it started, it wasn't like that. I can do realistic paintings. But I don't mean to say anything ill about those out there who do realistic paintings. But I felt like it's just copying something you already see it. You get it? So I am kind of like a semi-abstract artist. I do abstract totally, and more of my current trends are semi-abstract pieces. Yeah.
So when you say semi-abstract, me, I don't know. And maybe someone watching also doesn't know what is semi-abstract. Please, what is semi-abstract?
Okay, abstract words are pieces that you have to look into and try to figure out something. Abstract can be that the artist did not intentionally place any image in the work, but when you look at the work, certain things, either shapes are being formed, like the clouds, for instance. We know the clouds are the clouds, but sometimes you look into the clouds and you see as if human forms are being formed. It's more abstract. You get it? And the semi-abstract works where you can see that, okay, this is actually maybe, let's say, I can see a human form, but it doesn't have certain details to let you know that that's more obvious, but it is not realistic as the exact human form is. That is a semi-abstract. So you see it's abstract, but you can still see the form, a human form or the form of an object in it. Yeah.
So what inspires your creative process?
This is very interesting. There's something I normally hide, but anyway, today you have to know.
Yes.
So, I am more drawn towards like my day-to-day environment, one, and two, societal issues. I live in an environment. I interact with people. I meet up with people. I chit chat with people, like I am right now, and I'm observing the energy, constantly observing the energy. And like one of the pieces that is directly in front of us, which she'll be showing you.
Yes,
so
I will.
It's
every little piece.
Yeah, and so what I actually do is that I make use. Not only do I just go for colors, I also make use of my day-to-day stuff that I see. Like I'm observing your jeans, mats currently. I can think about, okay, I'm seeing jeans mats, what can I do with it? So I sometimes go for fabric hunting in town. I don't like to go for fabric hunting in some of these exclusive places that you go to that it's probably has only some type of people coming to the shop.
Okay.
I would want to go all the way to Accra, inside Accra. Central. Where you meet people, you meet the local people.
The markets,
you know, a lot of people. I observe the energy, make use of the energy, choose my particular type of fabric I want, because there's a certain energy in that environment that influences my choices. So I tap into that, choose maybe certain patterns of fabric, come home, come and cut them into strands, smaller squares, and use them as collage pieces. So if you don't take time, you see my work and you think everything is acrylic. It's actually mixed media. It has pieces of fabric in there. It has acrylic painting there. It has, how do I call it? It has 3D painting there. I have quite a lot in my pieces. So that is one side of it. And the other side, the social issues, is I'm currently working on a series, the prisons series. Yeah, that is why I'm wearing what I'm wearing.
Yeah. See, if you don't know it, when you come to Ghanaian prison, that's what they wear.
Yes.
That's what they wear. Okay, so tell me about the prison series.
It's sad. The prison series, that is one of the toughest series that I have to work on.
Okay.
Toughest being that from day to day, like when you left home, you have a television, you have your own couch, you have a kitchen you can go to, you can fix yourself what you want to eat.
Yes.
But when you get to the prison, it is not like that.
Yes.
Prison life is literally dry. Ghanaian prison specifically, instead of the prisons being a reform center, the prisons are not a reform center.
Yes.
The people go there, come back, and they are more hardened. And I don't even want to talk about the stigma when they come back from prison, the way society, it's bad. They're broken. Everybody sees them. Oh, okay, Akwawe, this person has been to prison, so be careful about this person.
Yeah.
It's as if we don't give them a second chance.
Yes.
Yeah. So I literally travel to the prisons. They won't allow you to take pictures.
Yeah.
So as a creative person, photographic person, I go there, observe some of these things. I emotionally connect. Listen to some of them, their untold stories. You listen to some people's story, and it's really, really sad. And this, believe me, if I am not in this, and you see me dressed like a tenant is, I feel so much that I have swag, I glow. All right, but it's so interesting how this uniform diminishes a person's integrity, a person's beauty. So it's a very interesting place. Let me tell you one interesting thing in prison. If you were first timer in prison, what happens is that they have a place called the shank, and the shank is the let's say the ease of points, your toilet, the toilet area. So they have an open space, and in that same open space there is a toilet. There is a toilet. Now initially it used to be a hole, and they have a board they used to cover it. And if you were a first timer, you sleep at that place. So the place is choked. Let's say a room that is supposed to accommodate, let's say, 8 prisoners is taking about 40 prisoners. So they sleep this way, one head this way, the other head that way.
Yeah, we've seen it on TV.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's not kind of like a made up story, created or something cooked. No. That is the real stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if they are sleeping this way, not to talk of food.
Tuberculosis and food. Let me tell you something interesting. Feeding money for a prisoner per day, I don't know if the government has reviewed it, but the last time I checked, 1 cedi 80 pesos. That is supposed to cover for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if you don't know the value of your freedom and you would want to give yourself to anything, believe you me, like, prison is no good place to be at. Ghanaian prison is no good place. It's no reform center. The only people who have made a change is the church Pinkos. They recently built a modern prison, knowing that the place is supposed to be, bless them so much, that place is supposed to be a reform center. Government has no focus there. They don't focus there at all. And they also forget that these same people we have thrown into prison, they are coming back into society. And they come back into society and they are worse. They are worse. They are not accepted. They have to find the same people to associate. The people who have been in prison, at least this person has been to prison and so understands my story and links up with them.
And even not to cut you off, but as they've come, they are already acquainted with the place. So even if they still, they know you take them back there.
Again.
And they are bosses there. So if they go, they are still going to control the system.
You know how, let's say, this Bible story about Joseph and how Joseph was thrown in prison and he was made boss.
Yeah.
It will interest you that when you go to the prisons, they actually have bosses.
Yeah, I watch movies.
Yeah, I know, right? If you go to the prison, they have bosses. And if you are not a prefect in prison, you don't sleep on a mattress. Oh yeah, you don't sleep on a mattress. So you get only the prefects who are sleeping on mattresses, but the other folks telling bed. So some of them, the constant ailment in the prison is tuberculosis. And you know how that disease is like.
Yes.
Tuberculosis, coughing and stuff like
their
that.
lungs out.
It's really bad. So it's been tough because I have a TV, I have my studio, I have my canvas to paint. I can get out anytime, go get what I want to eat, go where I want to go. I determine what I want to eat, how much I want to spend. So with all this, it's very easy for you to take them for granted. Yeah. So it's very sad for me for men who are beating their wives, abusing their wives, and women who are abusing their children, or fathers abusing their children. Because at the end of the day, you don't know how much your freedom is worth till the governments lay hands on you and you go to prison and you realize that these very people you were maltreating and everything, you sold your peace and your freedom for a life that can just ruin your tomorrow